529 plans have been around for many years and have become a very popular way to pay for college education. You make contributions to these plans on an after-tax basis, which means that you don't get to take a deduction for your contribution on your tax return in that year. However, income that's earned on monies that are set aside in these plans is not subject to federal income tax, provided that the monies are used for qualifying educational expenses and for the beneficiary of the plan. Now, typically that beneficiary is a child or a grandchild, but it could be any child. It doesn't even have to be a relative. You may contribute $15,000 per beneficiary per year. So, for example, if you and your spouse have 3 grandchildren, each of you may contribute $15,000 per child per year. You may also make 5 years worth of contributions at one time, but that would obviously limit how much you could contribute in years 2 through 5. Any amounts contributed in excess of these limits are subject to the gift tax return. Now, we have a new tax law that was passed and signed into law in December, and that law doesn't really make any changes to the basic structure of the 529 plan, and it doesn't really change how the contributions work, but it does make big changes in how those dollars are used. Under the old law, you had to use those monies to pay for 2-year colleges, 4-year college education, or vocational schools, basically any educational endeavor after high school. And the sort of things that it could be used for would be textbooks, tuition and fees, room and board. With the new tax law, those monies may also be used for elementary school, middle school, and high school educational expenses. And it doesn't matter if it's a public school, private school, or even a religious school. You can even use these monies to cover expenses with homeschooling. Now, for these expenses that are below the college level, you're limited to $10,000 per year. And finally, under both the new law and the old law, withdrawals that are not used for educational purposes are taxed as ordinary income to the owners of the plan, plus a 10% penalty.